Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video here we set up our total project, right? That is our mini one of the project, and here we successfully run it. Right now we don't need this. I simply close it. And now if you go to our index HTML, into the index HTML, that have one of the element. You can see that is one of the element as a one of the form, and also after that there is one of the monster. So now for the first time we have to make it, we have to create some of the element with using the DOM. I have already discussed about little bit about the DOM. Now we will actually apply it into this project. Like first of all, there is one of the div. If you select it, you can see there is a div is ended, and also there is another div. So now I want to create some of the DOM element, both of these. So there is a name, there is one of the images, there have one of the name, and then the email address, and then there is a 404, and then no monster found, right? That means this part I want to load it with the DOM element. So if you want to do that work, first of all you have to do here better I want to take these two of this div. Okay, I take this div, and also I want to take this div. I copy it. Now we have to work in our index.js. As I told you, here we have to work, right? Better I want to put some of the comment out. Okay, that means that will be as a star, that will be started, and also I want to finish it, and then there is a comment out. Okay, here I simply paste it. I want to create one of the DOM element. Okay, I want to create this DOM element, and also there is another one. So let's do that work. For doing this, what exactly you have to do, I hope you already know about it, because I have already discussed about that things with you. I take one of the variable as a constant variable, and I just name it as a monster. Okay, monster. So this type one of the variable. Then if you want to take our first part that is one of the div, right? I want to take this div, so that will be as a document, and then the create element, right? I want to take that as a document, and then the create. Okay, that is a create element. So with this create element, I want to get our this div, right? So I simply take this div. Great. And after that div, they have one of the class. That means we have to get this class name, right? If you want to get this class name, what exactly you have to do? I have already take this div into the variable as a monster. So now with this monster, I want to access that class name. So there is a class name. Our class name is what? Our class name is a monster. Now I want to take these things in here, right? So our this div part is totally fine. Now I make it as with the DOM element. So now there is our DOM element as a div, and then the class name. Great. And after that, they have one of the image, right? After that, they have one of the image, and also they have the images. They have the name as a p tag. Also there is another p tag. So for the images, I want to take another variable as a constant variable. I just name it as the image. Okay, for the image, the procedure will be same, that the document and the create. Okay, document and the create element. And with this create element, first of all, I want to take our element as an image. Okay, I simply take that as the image. Great. And after that they have the one of the image src, right? They have on the image src, and also there is another alter tag. I want to take both of this. So if you want to take it, that will be the image and then the src, right? That is the image src in here. There are one of the link. I want to take this link. I simply copy it, and then here I paste it. And also after that, there are one of the alter tag. That means the image and then the alter. Okay, alter tag. That is the image alter tag will be what? Image alter tag. Here they have one of the name as a Kazarian. I copy it. That will be as a Kazarian. Great. And after that, there is a p tag, and there have also one of the class name, right? And then there is some of the inner text. I want to take this part also. So if you want to take it, what exactly you have to do? First of all, I want to take that constant variable, and I just name it as a name. Okay, name will be as a document, and then the that will be the create element, right? That is a create element. So with this create element, first of all, I want to take our element as a p tag. Okay, I simply take that as a p tag. Great. And then what exactly you have to do? They have one of the name, right? They have one of the name, and also they have one of the inner text, right? First of all, I want to take both of these. I want to take that as a name, so that will be as a name. And with this name, I want to use that as a class name. Okay, our class name is what? Our class name here. Our class name is what? Our class name as a name, right? So I simply take the things in here. That is our name. Great. And also there is another one as inner text. So we have to also get that inner text. So that will be as a name, and then the inner. Here better I want to change that name. Okay, it's not getting that properly. Better I make it as a monster name. Okay, I make it as a m name. and then with the same name I want to access that name. With this same name I want to add that inner text, so that will be the inner. Okay, inner, you can see there is an inner text. So I simply take that inner text. Our inner text is what? Our inner text is here as a Kazi Aryan. So I want to take that name as a Kazi Aryan. Great. Okay friend, I hope it is very much clear to you. And now also we have to do the same things for the email, right? First of all, I want to take another constant variable and I just name it as email. And for the email, that will be the same with the documents and then the create element, and then I want to take it, that will be also as a p tag, right? So into this p tag area, and then the email. Okay, in this email, first of all, that will be as a class name. So class name. So that will be as a class name, and class name as a here class name in particular that position as email, right? So that is an email. I simply take that email, and also that have one of the inner text. So I want to do with this email. With this email, I want to use that inner text. So our inner text is what? Our inner text is as a info@easylearningvideo.com. I copy it. I simply paste it. Okay. I hope friend it's very much clear to you. Okay, so now if you want to check it, here now we have to do, first of all, I want to append all that our images, the p tag, and then there is a name and then email, right? I want to append it in our this dev area as a monster. So if you want to do that work, I have already take that as a monster, right? That is our total dev. Now into this dev area, we have to append that images, name, and then email. Right, so there is a three things we have to now add. If you want to append it, what exactly you have to do? That will be as a monster, and with this monster area, I want to call that append method, and into this append area, I want to append first of all the image, right? So here that will be only the image, and then the that is the monster name, and then I take another variable as the email. Okay, I simply load all the things in here. So now if you want to check it, you can also check it with the console log. Okay, console, there is a console log. Into this console log area, if you now run with the monster, now let's check this out, what exactly that things it should be look like, then everything will be more clear to you. So it should be display out this total dev. Okay, that means this dev. If you want to check it, now click as a save all, now go to our project, now click as a refresh, and now I want to go to that inspect, now go to that console. Yes, you can see it's now perfectly loaded our this dev. That is a dev class as a monster, and then the images is successfully loaded, alter tag is loaded, the p class name as a name, our inner text is also visible, p class name as an email, and inner text is also visible. I hope friend it's very much clear to you. Here we successfully dumped all that element data. How much easily we can do that work, I hope it's very much clear to you. So now if you want to make the things in one place, then better I want to create one of the function. Okay, into the function area, I want to load our total things, and then that means you have to create that function and just name it as a show. Okay, monster. Okay, show monster. So this type of one of the method I want to create, so that will be one of the function. And into this function area, I want to take our total things. Better I cart it from here, and then into the function here I want to paste it. Okay, I simply paste it. Now I want to call this function. If you want to call this function, simply you have to display it. Okay, I simply loaded this function into the top position. That means our first part is done. That means here this dev is totally complete. Now we have to work in our this dev. Right, so if you want to do that work, what exactly you have to do? First of all, you have to create that DOM element. So if I want to convert it to the DOM element, so if you want to convert it, then our procedure will be just like that same. I take one of the variable as a constant variable. Okay, here I name it as a not found. Okay, I name it as a not found dev. I just simply name that as a not found dev, and then that will be as a document, and then the same our create element, and into this create element for the first time, that will be what? That will be here. You can see that one of the dev, right? I want to take this dev. Great. And after that, here into this dev area, there are one of the class name, right? There are one of the class name, and also there have one of the style. So here we have to take both of these. So then what exactly you have to do? That will be a not found dev, and we do this not found dev. Here there are one of the class name. I want to use that as a class name, and class name is What are the exactly that class name? So that is actually our class name, right? I want to do and to simply paste it. Great. And also there is one of the style as a display none. That means that is will be not display. Here I want to use it. That will be as a not found. That is a not, sorry, that will be as a not found div. And with this not found div, I want to access that style. So that is the style and then the display, right? That will be as a display and display as a here, display as a none, right? So I want to do and to pass these things in here. That will be as a none. Great. And also after that, that is another span, and into this span they have one of the inner text, right? So here also we have to work in it. That means first of all I want to do and to take another constant variable, that is a constant, and I name it as span. I name it as a span, and then that will be as a document, and then the create element, and with this create element first of all that will be as a span, right? So that is a span. I simply take it. Great. Now with this span, okay, with this span I want to access our inner text. That will be as inner text. Our inner text is what? Our inner text is here as a 404, right? I want to do and to take it as a 404. Great. And after that that is one of the h1 tag, and into this h1 that have some of the inner text. Simple work. Now I want to take another one as a constant, and I make it as a h1. Okay, h1 will be same as a document. I hope friend you enjoy it very much. It's very easy one of the process. I take as a h1, right? That is our h1, and you do this h1. There have only one inner text, so that will be the inner text. I simply loaded this inner text, and this inner text will be what? This part. Okay, with this icon I want to do and to use it. So that is our icon. Great, perfect. So now that should be great. So now here that is our total div, and this div I make it as a one of the DOM element. So now that is our DOM element, right? And now if you want to check it, you can also check it better. Here also one things we have to understand, like that is one of the div, right? Into this div area here we have to append which things? We have to append that span, and also we have to append our this h1 tag. Okay, so here also I want to do and to better append it. So if you want to append it, what exactly you have to do? That will be the not found div, and then that will be the append method. Into this append area here I want to do and to append both of these. So I want to append that span and then h1. I have already take both of these as a span, so that will be as a span and then comma and then h1. Okay, I simply take both of these. And now if you want to load it, that means into the console. Okay, into the console log. Into the console log area, if you want to load that not found, okay, that is a not found div. If you load it, then everything will be more clear. So that will be just like that same. Okay, now if you click as a save all, now if you go click as a refresh, now you can see it's perfect. So that is simple things. That is a div, class name is visible, style is visible, span is visible, span inner stx is visible, and also in our h1 inner HTML is visible, right? That means it's now perfectly created our DOM element, which is totally fine. And here before I use one of the function, right, I also want to do and to create another function for this. Better I want to do and to create another function as a function, and I name this function as a not found. Okay, not found function. So that is our function name, and into the curly bracket here I want to do and to take our total div. I simply cut it and then I paste it. Okay, and I want to do and to call this function here. I simply call this function. Great. I hope friend every part is very much clear to you. So now friend I want to append it. That means in our this monster, into this main monster, there is one of the div, right? So you can see there is one of the div. If you select it, it's started from here, and into this div area I have already DOM this element as a div element, and also I DOM this element, right? Now I want to append it. I want to append our this first one, and also there is our another one which I have already created, right? So now that is our main div as a monster. Here I want to append it. If you want to append it, what exactly you have to do? In our index, here that is our show, and that is a monster, right? Here I want to append it. That is a monster append. So I want to do after this. Okay, after this. So here first of all that will be as a document, and into this document now that is will be as a query selector. Remember that is our query selector. So now with this query selector here I want to do and to get our in our which place that will be append. Okay, here I want to do and to take our this div name, that is our monsters. Okay, so I simply copy it and then I simply take it. In fundamental, I have already discussed about that things with you. So that is our query selector. Into this query selector area, which div area I want to append. First of all, we have to take this div. Okay, so here that is div. Here in particular that position I want to do to append, right? For the reasons here, I take that our div name as a monsters, and after that monster here I want to append. Okay, I want to append this data. That will be the append method. So there is a append method. I want to append our which things. I want to append our these total monsters. So monster means here I take the things with this monster. So now first of all I want to simply take the things in here. Okay, now if you click as a save all, now that should be display another one, because there is another one and also there is another one, right? If you now click as a refresh, yes, now you can see now that is display as a 2. That is comes from our HTML and that is comes from our DOM. Okay, I have already created this element for better understand in our DOM. Into the DOM I want to make it as a Kazi Aryan 1. Okay, I make it as a Kazi Aryan 1. Now that should be very clear. Now in our index, into this index I name it only that Kazi Aryan, and into the DOM I have already created this DOM element as a Kazi Aryan 1. Now if you click as a save all, now go there, click as a refresh. Now you can see now that is actually comes from our element, that is a DOM element as a Kazi Aryan 1. Okay, I hope friend it's very much clear to you. So right now we don't need this HTML all that element. I want to do in our index.html, into this index.html, that is one of the monster that I have already take, and also I have already created this part, right? Better I want to do and to remove this part, and also I want to remove this part. Okay, here also I want to append this data. So if you want to append it, that will be just like that same. Better I copy it, and now that is our 404, right? For the 404 here you can see after this I want to paste it. That will be what into the append, that will be our not found, right? That will be the not found, that is our same div, because into this div area here that will be loaded, right? That will be loaded our not found div. Great. So now if you click as a save all, and if you want to display this not found, but I want to make it as a comment out. Okay, now because here there is a style as a display none, for the reasons that will be not display. Okay, now click as a save all, and now if you go, now that should be gone. Click as a refresh. Yes, you can see now there is only one, and also you can see it's now display as a 404 and no monster found. So that is our DOM element is visible, and also now that is visible in here. Okay, I hope friend it's very much clear to you. The concept is very much easy concept. So if you make it as open, so right now there is one of the style display as a none, for the reasons that should be not display for the first time. Click as a refresh. Now you can see it's not display. Okay, now this data actually loaded from the DOM. Right now in our index.html, into this index.html I have already removed everything, and I append all the data in our this div, right? Into I have append this not found data in here, that is with the query selector, that is our monster step, and then append our this div, and also I append our this one, right? That is our monster. Great, everything is loaded successfully. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.